Okay, so don't forget, this is just a reminder that you're taking your exam over chapter 6 through 10 on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So you can make sure you're ready and steady for that. Also, your chapter outlines for 12 and 13, which are the last two outlines, are due next week. I can check them on Tuesday, or I can check them on Thursday. Okay? But our last big project is going to be our speech assignment. Once we complete our speech assignment, then you'll have your last exam at over 11 through 14. That's why you're going to be all of your outlines for 11 through 14. They all cover making an oral presentation. So hopefully you're using your notes for this. So that's what I'm going to talk to you today is about your speech assignment, what the expectations are, and how you're going to be graded. And then I'll answer any questions that you have, so we can make sure we're all on the same track. If you can follow along on the handout that I gave you. I also will upload this handout to the portal under shared files, under speech assignment, so you can find it there also. Basically, the purpose to be able to demonstrate the skills of researching an area of interest, formulate an outline, deliver an extemporaneous speech, and exhibit critical listening skills. So that's what we're going to be doing for this project. It's a 3 to 5 minute speech that you're going to be doing it over, and the topic is you each chose a culture that you did your group presentation on. Now, I want you to take anything from that culture, product or service or anything, and that's what you're going to be promoting for your speech. So maybe some of you that did the Chinese culture, maybe you want to sell kimonos. I don't know. So it could be a real or imagined product or service. I would go with the real product or service because you'll be able to find sources on that. You could even look for stores that already hold those products or service on that particular culture. Okay, even if it is maybe lessons for Chinese language or whatever culture again that you're doing on. Find a product or a service that has to do with that culture, and that's what you're going to be presenting on. Okay.
Basically, like an advertisement.
Yes. Okay. 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. You're going to need to choose those topics fairly quickly. I would even recommend that you choose them today so you can start looking for research on that particular topic. Grading criteria. This is 100 points of your grade, and if you look at the evaluation form, it's on a 50-point scale, and then at the end I multiply it times 2, and that's how you get 100. But as far as the explanation goes, so in reality, your outline, even though on your evaluation it says 10, it's truly worth 20 points. Okay, and this is what I'm looking at. Did you turn in? You have to have a double space typed outline to me. So you give that to me before you come up and do your speech. Okay, so that I can follow along with you and make sure you hit all the points that you said you're going to hit. A lot of you already did this with your group project, which is good. The outline format that I'm going to be using is more of a sentence outline format than a keyword outline. Some of you gave me keywords. Some of you have been doing your outlines for your chapters more keywords instead of explanations. So you're going to need more of elaboration on your outline than just the keywords. And I'll give you a sample to look at so that way you can see what I'm talking about. How long do these outlines usually, they could be anywhere, a good outline that I've seen in the past, anywhere from 2 to 4 pages. Okay, that's about a good mark for your outline because you have an introduction that you put and a conclusion that you put in, and then the body usually with 3 main points, 3 to 5 main points. So it just depends on how many main points that you have to see how much longer your outline is going to be. Also, part of your outline grade will come from the critique given by the Writing Center. So I want each of you to make an appointment with the writing tutor, with Ms. Hinman, and so she can go in and look at your outlines, make sure it's proper, you've written it correctly, you have the right indentations, your sources are properly cited. So you're going to need to spend some time with her. It's 30 minutes. You can schedule an appointment with her, or you can just go in and see if she's available. So that's going to be part of your outline grade, is going in and doing that. So you can make sure that it's the best possible outline that you can have. Because I can tell you now, if your outline is spotless and perfect, your speech will be pretty flawless also. Okay? You really will. It really will. So as far as your works cited, you have to have at least 4 sources of information. Now, some of you already might have good sources because you use those sources for your culture. So you might use that as a source and then get some additional sources, wherever, whatever your product or service may be. It can come from the internet, it can, whatever you need it to come from, but they need to be good, credible sources. If you're going to be, I know a couple of you, y'all did, Justin, y'all did the pop culture, right? So anything from pop culture, maybe like Twitter or, things like that. So you might use that actual web page. That would be a credible source, a Twitter web page source. So you got to use whatever's credible for your particular product or service. And again, you're not going to be allowed to use your outline during your speech. You're going to give that to me. Everything that you're going to do on your speech needs to be on note cards. So if you want to, great, minimize it, cut and paste it, and put it on note cards. But don't bring your outline up. Don't come up here with your outline because you're not going to be allowed to present with a sheet of paper. Okay, you can only use note cards for your presentation. Now, as far as the day, so you're going to do that. So 20 points of your grade has already been decided as before class starts, because whether or not you have that outline done. The actual presentation part of it, well, it's going to be unfolded with your outline, because when you actually start talking, you're going to start off with your intro and your body and your conclusion. So if it's all there in your outline, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to make a good grade on your speech. But not just does it just have to be on your outline, you have to orally say it. Okay, so just because you have all 4 elements on your introduction, which is you got to gain the attention, establish your credibility, tell us your thesis, and forecast. If it's all great and perfect on your outline, but you forget to say your attention getter, or you forget to forecast, you'll get points on your outline, but you won't get points orally when you talk about it. Okay, so you need to make sure all of that stuff is there on your outline, and then you say it. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Attention getters can be anything. Startling question, a quote, anything that you want it to be. Now, you don't want the attention getter to veer off completely from your product or service that you are promoting. So you want it to be have some sort of relation to each other. And you don't want to spend so much time on your introduction that you don't even get to the body of your speech. So you just need to be careful about what it is that you choose for that. Now, the body of your speech, this is worth 28 points. This is what I'm looking at, okay? Identifying the main points. So, in your outlines, you already know that because those are Roman numerals, right? Do you have your subpoints to develop each main point? So, instead of Roman numerals, and then you go into what? Letters, right? So, capital A, capital B, capital C. You need to have at least 2 subpoints for every main point, okay? And then you might have sub-points according to that, and those will be your 1 and your 2s. Okay, so it's up to you how much detail that you have, depending on how many main points that you have. But did you clearly identify what those are? Okay, is it good material that supports your information? Okay, did you orally cite your sources? So are you telling us where you're getting your information from? That has to be oral as well as documented on your outline. And did you organize your main points in the correct order? Because let's say you were promoting, I don't know if this was a certain dessert, right, that a certain culture eats. Maybe it's a popular one. And you talk about, when to serve it, and then you talk about how to make it. Well, that doesn't make sense. You have to make it before you serve it, right? So are you arranging your speech in a logical order? And again, the chapter talks about different ways to organize your speech, chronologically, spatially, topically. And again, if you need help, you can ask me, but you could also ask Ms. Hinman at the Writing Center. That's what she's there for, to help you organize. But you can't just take that stuff and have her complete it all for you. The conclusion is worth 4 points. Again, whether or not you prepared the audience for the end, and did you review the main points. Okay, so if you do all that, you can't say I'm done, the end, and you think you're going to get points. Some of you did that in your group presentation, and that's fine for that, but now you know that's not going to be a proper ending. So now I'm going to talk about the delivery.